Hello, this is Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com, and today we're doing our shaky cam interior review inside a 2019 Mazda 3. So this is the Mazda 3 hatchback, which I much prefer over the sedan. Personal preference, but I like the look of the hatchback and they're just more versatile. But anyway, this is the premium. So here, I'll just go over the specs. 2019 Mazda 3 hatchback, premium package, all-wheel drive in this awesome polymetal gray mica. I mean, the color name, take it or leave it, but holy crap, is it pretty. Such a great color. Anyway, so this is the premium package. Therefore, as it sits, this is slightly over $31,000. You can get it for cheaper than that, obviously. This has some optional equipment and so forth. Hey, this is Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com, and today's review is brought to you by Stop Soldier Suicide. Find the link below, click, and donate. Appreciate it. So we'll just get started. Over here you have, here's the window locks, and then here's the windows, and then up here is side mirrors, so you select one, you move them. Here's the door locks up here. Here's the first of the door handles. You can see the lock for it right there. Pretty design. I like this whole flow. I'll show you more of that. Over here, there's a whole bunch of stuff to consider. So you're seeing sort of the breakup of the dash getting started here. I'll show you more of that because it's a really cool design. Over here, you have your radars. Here's your traction control. This is seat memory down here. So rather than have it over there, they got it down here. Here's a little bin for throwing in your change or whatever. And then down here where my finger is, that's the hood release, and the dead pedal where my sandal is. Going to the steering wheel, pretty uncomplicated, nice steering wheel. I love this look. It's really, really sleek. So we'll start on the left side. Over here you have some, it's going to be hard to get because this chrome is highly reflective. Looking at it normally, you can see it fine, but the camera's having a rough time with it. So over here you have your telematics and voice control, so you can answer the phone if the phone is ringing, or you can push this if there's nothing happening on the phone, and it will go to voice control. From voice commands, you can ask for a phone call, obviously. This hangs up the phone. This is the info button for the driver information screen. So when you push that, the driver info screen comes up. I'll show you some more of that. Here's the volume controls. Here's track controls. And then you push this and it mutes. And you push this and it goes to the source for your audio, in infotainment, I should say. So, you know, if you want to swap from like satellite radio to, oh, I don't know, to FM or Bluetooth, there you go. You can use that. On the other side of the wheel, there's even more. This is almost all cruise control stuff. So what we're looking at is you turn on the cruise control here, set and reset, or set buttons are up here, plus up and down, so you can see that. Middle of it is reset. So if you want to resume, you push the, I should say resume, not reset. Yeah. So you push that and it resumes speed. This sets the distance. So lower to shorten the distance, go down, go up for the other, and then push that to cancel. Really nicely done. This gets really intuitive really fast. And like I said, it just looks really sleek. It's good looking. The overall steering wheel is good looking. It's hard to get the whole thing sitting here. Now, moving to the dongles, here you can see the first of these, and then you can turn off manual right here. So, paddle shifting, right? It follows the wheel. Nice. Over here is your windshield wiper washers. So you can see this does the rear. This up and down does the front. You can see I have it on auto. You can turn it off going up one, and then mist back and forth. And over here you have some signal turns. Here's the other paddle shifter. And you can see the lighting. So I just have it on auto. You can see what the other settings would be there. And that's it. Up here on the instrument cluster. So this is what I've had the screen on most of the time. So you can see there's a digital readout up here, but this shows you all the driver safety, all the stuff that's going on. I like that in this car. because, well, I just like it. This screen feels like the right screen for this particular car. It does have a head-up display, which may or may not capture. You can barely see it right there. So I don't really need the digital speedometer, but it's kind of nice. Now, because of that, you'll notice there is no dial speedometer. It's because that's there. So it's there all the time, as far as I know. Over here, tachometer. Kind of useful in this car, but not really. I wish this was the manual transmission, but it's not. That is an option for this car. I believe you can get it. This is also, by the way, Mazda's new 2-liter turbo engine, which is a wonderful little engine. 2.5 liter engine. Beautiful little engine, little 4-cylinder. So back to it. Over here you have engine heat. Over here you have fuel. And then right here you can see just there's the what am I talking about? Oh, number of miles left right there. Here's the outside temperature. Over here is your MPGs. So this is showing what your average is, that little indicator right there with the car, or the little not the car, the little red line. And then you can see it goes up and down real time as well with another gauge. So car's not moving, so it's not, you can't see that. Over here is how you set your trip. So you can look at my trip really quick. Right there, 124. And there's the odometer. Just keep pushing it. Over here is the dimmers, little things right there. So on this driver info screen, I push that info button on the left side of the steering wheel. There's your there's another option, right? So I'm just going to flip through these screens. They're not terribly complicated, so Mazda didn't have to go nuts with buttons to control it all. So you can see what I got. You can see here's average is 27.6 miles per gallon. That's really good. The computer is actually a little pessimistic because I broke 30 a lot in this car. 32 miles on the highway is the EPA rating, and I easily got that, usually a little better. The 24 MPG around town, I actually got better than that too, by about 1. So on my test, I got just about 25 out of this. So it's really, really good. So you can see what my average is. That's pretty awesome. And then back to this screen, and it's just going to go back and forth. You can see on the left how it's going up and down. Now, if I go to those, here you can turn off adaptive cruise and some other stuff. So you can just see it cycling through, and that's it. I really like this system because it's so simple. That's a good reason to like things, because they're simple. So over here you have push button start. Up here you have the new infotainment. So infotainment now is, oh, let me get closer. There we go. Infotainment now is very similar to before. So you remember the rotary menus that were on here on the Mazdas before. It's just now much crisper and more modern. So it just looks better, and it becomes easier to use because of that. So it's still not the best in the business, but it's not terrible at all. And you can see the options are pretty slim. But I like this. It's useful and it's quick. So that's all you got to know. There could be more stuff on here. Yes, there could be less stuff on here, I guess. But for what it is, it's very, very good and very simple, especially for a car at this price point. Down here, you can see the climate controls. These are a little different, so I'll have to show them to you because not all the buttons are obvious right off the get-go. But once you know where they are, they're easy. So auto and sync are obvious, pretty clear on that. It's dual zone climate. Down here you have the bun warmers, and then here's your defrost, here's your Dukes lights. These right here, so you see these? That's actually the major control. So this turns it off, so I have it on, and then I turn it off, right? This is the fan speed control. There's the air conditioning button. So you have to get used to these being up here, because you can't really, like just sitting in the driver's seat like where I am right now, you can't really see those right off. So you have to get used to them being there, but once you do, it's good. Here's a USB port. Down here's a good spot for your phone. It's nice and rubber. It's not rubberized, but it's a soft feel, I guess you would say, for the plastic. Down here, here's a bougie cover. Move the bougie cover, and there's your drink holders. They're a little annoying because larger drinks, taller stuff doesn't get in there really easily. So that's a little bit of an annoyance, but it's not terrible. Here's a shifter. Like I said, I wish this was a manual. It's not a manual. It would be a lot funner for me if it were a manual, but here's your shifter, triggers on the front, move it back and forth, and you can see you can manually control gears here. This piano black is really reflective, makes it hard to get the camera to focus. This right here is how you use your drive mode. I would just get in the habit of shoving it into sport every single time. Makes the car seem more fun. I don't know if it actually does anything, but it makes it feel better. Park brake here works in the usual way. Pull it up to set it, push it down to undo it. Auto hill start. This controls that infotainment system up there. So main menu, which is what we were looking at, is right here. And then you can jump to some things, go back, and so on. This is the usual Mazda odd placement for the audio controls. So this is the volume here. Push it to mute. You can shove this back and forth to change stations and so on. And here's how you star stuff that you like. Here is the center console. Center console is interesting. The reason it's interesting is because of the way it opens. So when you do this, it slides back and then tilts up. And then you have this. So it's all-wheel drive, so there is a drive shaft under there. This, however, is a wireless charger. Here is your 12 volt. Here's another USB. Here's the map card. And that's about all you got. But I like it. It's neat. And it moves well. And then looking just at the colors, here's my cheat sheet. So just look at the interior colors. Isn't that red awesome? It just looks really cool in here. And just the flow of the dash is what I wanted to talk about. So you see how it kind of steps and it moves. It's a signature Mazda thing. The way they design a dash, it just kind of steps and moves and goes up and down. And you can see just how pretty this is. Just really pretty in here. Really nice. And then going to the back seat, good sized back seat for a compact car. 3 kids across is totally doable. And the trunk space. Here's the back cargo area. Really good. So it could be bigger. The shape of the car creates more floor space than it does other space. So space above that. So there's not as much empty air, but there is a lot of floor space in this. Most of the time in a car like this, floor space is what you want 99% of the time when you're loading things. It means you can get more grocery bags in there. It means, you know, you can slide in more stuff, that kind of thing. It also means, but because of the shape of the car, you won't get big bulky things in here, which is kind of a downer, but you have to get a squared off, not as good looking hatchback to do that. I am sweating like a dog. It's hot. Anyway, so that's what I got. This has been Aaron on autos.com in the 2019 Mazda 3. Talk to you again soon. Subscribe.